If you want to be looked at as a threat in this league, you've got to win games within the division. Today, the Dragons have two NFC West battles as we start at home against the St. Louis Rams, followed by our second primetime game of the year on the road in San Francisco with our first battle this season against the 49ers. Last episode, we went through Week 8, which of course features the trade deadline, and we also had a prospect profile in which we covered the wide receivers and tight ends in the draft class. We also played against the now 8-0 New England Patriots, and we really stood tough in that game. We had the lead for most of that matchup, but unfortunately we could not hold on. During the trade deadline, we made two moves. We traded away Caleb Farley to the Seahawks for a couple of day 3 picks, and then we acquired Kenyon Green from the Houston Texans. As for some of the trades around the league, the Saints traded away Demario Davis and Tyrann Mathieu to New England. Nick Chubb is a Ram, and Shaq Leonard is a Houston Texan. So right now we are in third place in the division with a record of 3-5. We still have 4 more interdivision games this year. We play San Francisco twice, along with the Rams and Seattle one more time. We're knocking out 2 of those interdivision games today, and that starts with a rematch against the Rams, who beat us in overtime back at their place in Week 3. And this game means a little more to us because, well, obviously the Rams played in St. Louis. They moved out, and there's going to be some animosity between our fan base to the organization. The Rams beat us last year when they came to St. Louis, so we're hoping that this year that's not the case. Last week, Puma Whitlock got sacked a whole lot. He had no time to throw it, and while he was not perfect under pressure, I really don't feel like it was his fault. The offensive line, who I don't think has been as bad as people think, was really bad against New England, so we're hoping that they're going to pick it up against the Rams, who have a great pass rush, and then the Niners, who have an even better pass rush. So I can't really say I like our chances, but, oh well, what can you do? So as we go into Week 9, we've got some good news on the injury front as we have 4 starters who have been hurt coming back. This includes Joe Mixon, who missed last week, and if you remember, DeAndre Swift got hurt in that game, and then Nyheim Hines, who we just signed, did not show up. I put him atop the depth chart, and he did not play. He got 1 snap. I don't remember what snap that would have been. I tried to get him in the game, and he didn't play. It was really weird, and normally I would cut him for not showing up, but I think we're going to see if he comes to the game in Week 9 and then make a decision from there. So as we take a look at the Rams, last year I said they were a 2-headed monster with Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp. In the offseason, they became a 3-headed monster by adding Josh Allen. And then at the trade deadline, they became a 4-headed monster by trading for the best running back in the NFL. They had to give up a lot for Nick Chubb, and it's weird seeing a 1-win team who is not contending for anything making a big trade like this for a 28-year-old running back. But as I described it, Nick Chubb is a Hall of Fame talent. He has been unbelievable with the Browns. However, it looked like Cleveland was not going to extend him with his contract being up at the end of the year. The Rams traded for him, and they signed him to a massive deal for $18.5 million per season, the biggest contract in terms of average annual value for a running back in NFL history. The Rams have some good weapons for Baker Mayfield as well, including Cooper Kupp and, of course, Van Jefferson, who caught 13 passes for 178 yards against us back in Week 3. That performance led to Caleb Farley getting benched and never getting his role back, leading to him being traded away. So let's hop into the first of 2 games here. Week 9 at home. The St. Louis Dragons are 3-5 as they face off against the 1-7 Los Angeles Rams, with their 1 win being against the Dragons. Boy, would it be embarrassing for St. Louis to lose this game, because the Rams have not beaten anybody else this year, and if they were to beat the Dragons twice, that would suck, especially with this game not just being at home, but obviously with the storyline of the Rams coming back to St. Louis. This is their second game back in the city after moving away 8 years ago. And the Dragons have multiple starters back from injury, including Joe Mixon, Griffin Weaver III, and Javon Kinlaw, who all returned. The Rams are going to start with the ball. Here's Baker Mayfield, who played fairly well when these 2 teams met off in Week 3. He connects with Cooper Kupp, who gets into the 49. Kupp is obviously the star receiver here, but after the game in Week 3, the Dragons are certainly going to be focusing on stopping Van Jefferson, who had a career day. Play action fake. Baker is sacked quickly. It's the rookie, Simeon Bonnet, who brings him down. This kid is an all-out superstar. He is currently in 5th place for the NFC Defensive Player of the Year. Not Rookie of the Year, Player of the Year. He's that good. 3rd down, big throw and catch for a first down as the Rams convert on 3rd and 19. What a throw by Baker Mayfield. Of course, he's in his 2nd stint with the Rams as he looks to get it over to his target. That's Tim Patrick, who brings it to the 7. The Rams are now marching on the doorstep. They've got it at the 3. 2nd and goal. Mayfield, it's a play-action fake, and Damone Clark is unfazed. He reads the play like a book the entire time, unfooled, forcing a loss of 8. So that'll make it a 3rd and goal back at the 11. Baker looks to throw it, and he is intercepted! Owen Popo, what a play! And the Dragons get the turnover. Popo baits him into throwing it to the running back and snatches it away. His 2nd career interception, with his first coming a week ago against Mac Jones and the Patriots. So the Dragons offense now gets the ball with bad field position at the 2 as Puma, nearly sacked, evades the pressure and fires a dot for the rookie Griffin Weaver III for a gain of 21. Great play by Puma avoiding the safety, and it's good to see Griffin Weaver making an early impact as he's missed the last 4 weeks with an injury. On 1st down, Puma thrown down to the ground by Aaron Donald for a loss of about 6. Aaron Donald is still one of the most dominant defensive players in the league as he's going to be in the zone here for 2nd down. It's a pitch to the right side for Joe Mixon. He gets a few, and unfortunately Isaiah Likely is hurt on the play. He would end up suffering a bruised sternum and will not return. Likely had the best game of his career last week, 10 catches for over 100 yards. On 3rd down, Puma throws out of a sack from Aaron Donald, and the Dragons will not score off the turnover. Rams back with it. Baker Mayfield on 1st down is sacked again. Guess who? Owen Popo brings him down. This kid is an absolute stud. What a novelty he has been for this defense. I would argue he's been the 2nd best player on this side of the ball after Simeon Bonnet. 3rd and 20, Baker under pressure from Bonnet, and he has to throw it away. Good stop for the Dragons defense as they'll force a punt, and we will move into the 2nd quarter, still scoreless. 2nd down, nice throw into the hands of Griffin Weaver, the rookie, who's off to a pretty good start in his first game back. Puma, an efficient 6 of 7 so far, so the Dragons now have it at the goal line. 3rd and goal from the 1. We'll see what the Dragons are going to do here as it's a handoff for DeAndre Swift, and he is in for a score. The Dragons strike first, and they lead it 7-0. Last week was DeAndre Swift's real opportunity to show what he could do as the lead back with Joe Mixon hurt, and unfortunately he got hurt himself. It's good to see him back in the lineup, though, producing. So now the Rams need to respond here, still scoreless on their end, as Baker Mayfield launches a dime for Tim Patrick, who's hurt on the play, but he does get a big gain. When these two teams played against each other in Week 3, it was all about the offenses. Today, so far, it's been mostly about the defenses. 3rd and 9, Mayfield looks to throw it. He goes downfield. It's underthrown and intercepted by Rock Ya-Sin. Ya-Sin on the return is going to be wrapped up just shy at the 40. It looked like Cooper Kupp had enough separation on Rock Ya-Sin to potentially not only catch that pass, but house it. But Baker Mayfield underthrew it. That play is entirely on the quarterback as he's now thrown his 2nd interception of the first half. Dragons back with it. Puma cannot get rid of it on 3rd down. He's sacked by Ernest Jones. And again, the Dragons don't capitalize off their turnover. Rams right back with it. Here's Mayfield on 1st down on the run. Fires it to Cooper Kupp, who breaks a tackle, breaks another, and is wrapped up at the 30 by Devin White. Nice play after the catch there by Cooper Kupp. Bold strategy. I think the Rams should try to get him the ball more. Mayfield under pressure. He is sacked. Joseph Osai brings him down for a loss of 6. Osai now with a career high in sacks this season. He's made himself some money, being that he's a free agent at the end of the year. 3rd down. Nice throw into the hands of Cooper Kupp once again for the 1st down. While Cooper Kupp is playing well, Van Jefferson has been awfully quiet after dominating against the Dragons earlier this year. 3rd and 1. Baker on the screen. It's caught by Chubb, who does not get it. Take a guess who made the play there. It's Owen Popo, who brings him down, joined in by James Houston, getting some snaps as Simeon Bonnet tweaked his back earlier on the drive. He'll be fine, though. Kick is good for the Rams, and it is now 7-3. So the Rams are finally on the board. It took them basically the entirety of the first half, but they were able to do it. Let's see if the Dragons can extend their lead. 2nd and 6. Here's Puma under pressure. Incomplete for Griffin Weaver, but we've got a flag. It's going to be against the defense. It's a pass interference. I'm not entirely sure if that ball was catchable. I thought that pass was kind of inaccurate. But Michael Davis with the contact will get called for the flag. Puma under pressure on first down. He is sacked by Aaron Donald and Josh Allen. He tried to do a little bit too much there. He was going to attempt to throw it away, but he couldn't get it out in time. 2nd down. Here's Mixon with a huge play that'll go for a first down. What a great job after the catch by Joe Mixon. Puma, meanwhile, 11 for 12 today. He is not missing throws. On 3rd down, he'll look short for Griffin Weaver, his 4th catch of the game. The Dragons just wanted to make sure they were in field goal range. Cameron Dicker missed a game winner against the Rams earlier this year, short. This one from 51, it's up and it is no good. Wide to the right for Cameron Dicker. It had the distance, which is normally his issue as opposed to accuracy, but that kick wasn't even really all that close. Rams back with it. Here's Van Jefferson short, runs by Whitehead. Jefferson down the field, brings it all the way to the 1 before being pushed out of bounds by Darnell Savage. I don't know how Jordan Whitehead completely misangled that tackle. That turns a gain of 20 into a gain of like 60. The Rams on the following play would get called for a false start. That's pretty costly as it's going to bring him back to the 6. Steve Avila, the young guard out of TCU, called for the flag. Backed up at the 6, Baker goes short for Kupp, and he's annihilated by Jeff Okudah. 2 girls, 1 cup, 0 remorse from Jeff Okudah. That'll bring out the field goal team from the Rams. Kick is good, and so the Rams bring you within 1 going into halftime. The Dragons should be up by 7 right now, but with a Cameron Dicker missed kick and a Jordan Whitehead missed tackle, those 2 plays directly lead into a 6-point swing in favor of the Rams. Let's take a look at our halftime report around the rest of the league as we will start off with an NFC South battle, including the winless New Orleans Saints, who are keeping it competitive, but they currently trail 17-10 off of this late touchdown pass in the first half by Kyle Pitts. Yes, apparently Kyle Pitts can score touchdowns. I didn't know that was possible, and that's coming from a Kyle Pitts fantasy owner. The Minnesota Vikings have been playing very well as of recent, and Deontay Harris is really giving Puma Whitlock a run for his money as the Rookie of the Year. Harris and the Vikings lead 24-7 against Chicago. And then we've got a good one here in Pittsburgh between the Steelers and the Las Vegas Raiders. This rushing touchdown by Kyler Murray, as he puts his body on the line, has this game tied at 10. So as we go into the second half of our matchup, certainly a low-scoring game. Again, when these 2 teams played against each other back in Week 3, it was an offensive shootout. And today, it's been about the defense. Despite the fact that we're not really moving the ball, Puma Whitlock has done well as a passer. So hopefully he can continue to do well as a passer and we can actually get some sustainable drives. Then defensively, we've done a great job against the run. Let's keep doing it. Nick Chubb has been a non-factor so far. 3rd and 9. What a throw up the middle, but it's broken up. That's a risky pass for Greg Dortch as Puma threads the needle perfectly, but Dortch is unable to hold on. Rams back with it. 3rd and 9. It's broken up in the secondary. The rookie, DeMar Diggins, getting a lot more snaps today as the starting nickel corner with the deflection. Dragons back with it. No offense to speak of so far in the 3rd quarter as Nyheim Hines comes down with it on 3rd down, but he's hurt on the play, and it would end up being a pretty severe ankle injury. Nyheim Hines' Dragon tenure might have just ended before it started. At least he showed up, though. 4th and inches. They're going to go for it, and Sean Tucker does convert as he gains 5. Tucker was the only healthy running back after the first quarter last week, and he played fairly well as he gets the conversion. 3rd and 1 now. Play action. Michael Thomas wide open. Thomas inside the 5 to the 3. The connection between Puma Whitlock and Michael Thomas has really been solid over the past few weeks, as it's now a 3rd and goal from the 4, and the Dragons punch it in. Puma looks to throw it, rolls out. It's going to be a short pass for Mixon, and he does not get it. Puma could not find anybody else open. He was hoping he could dump it off to Mixon in the flats, and Mixon could potentially make a play, and unfortunately that's not the case. Cameron Dicker, the kicker, missed one earlier. This chip shot is good from 21 yards out. And so the Dragons are back on the board. It's now 10-6. Rams back with it. 2nd and 7. Here's Baker Mayfield, goes short for Kupp. Breaks a tackle. Looking to break another one. And he gets it to the 47. Ogba banged up on the play, though, for the Dragons. Now in the fourth quarter, very low-scoring game. That has not been the case much for the Dragons this year. As on 3rd down, Baker Mayfield's pass is incomplete. He tries to get it to Kupp, but it is out of bounds. What do the Rams do on 4th down? They've got an interesting decision. They're kind of in no man's land at the 39. They could kick, they could go, but ultimately they would elect to punt it. So the Dragons have it back, 3rd and 1. Puma up the middle for Griffin Weaver. That'll be a first down to the 43. Big conversion. When it's a 3rd or 4th and short, the Dragons are usually very conservative with their play calling, but this time they were a little bit more aggressive, and it catches the Rams off guard. 3rd and 3. Again, short yardage situation, and Puma's going to go downfield. It's caught by Thomas to the 5. The Rams also did not see that play coming. Michael Thomas was wide open the entire time, and Puma launches a dime. 2nd and goal. Puma Whitlock's under pressure, rolls out to the right side. He will evade the pressure and connects with Will Dissly for the touchdown. Puma Whitlock has now thrown a touchdown in the first 9 games of his NFL career, and the Dragons are up by double figures. What a throw under pressure by Puma Whitlock, and now the Rams have their backs against the wall, trailing 17-6. On 1st down, it's intercepted. Rock Ya-Sin picks off his 2nd pass of the game, and it is not looking good for the Rams, folks. Ya-Sin gets it to the 35, and we'll see if the Dragons can try to chew some clock and finish this game. It's a 3rd and 3. Puma looks to throw it. Short throw up the middle. It's a first down for Griffin Weaver. Good catch. And now the Dragons can really focus on just letting this clock run. The play clock is chipping away. It'll go all the way down to 1 as Puma Whitlock eventually snaps it. He finds room up the middle, looks to run with it, and he gets 1 or 2. And Puma Whitlock is hurt on the play. It looked like he took a hard fall down off of the hit by Aaron Donald. So we'll have to check what this could be about. For now, it'll be Mitchell Trubisky in the game at quarterback. 3rd and 6, he hands it off for Sean Tucker, and he will not get the first down. He gets around 3. As for your Puma Whitlock diagnosis, he will not return to today's ball game as he broke a finger. That's probably not some super long-term thing, but with the Dragons having a short week and their next game being on Thursday, his status is up in the air against the Niners. 4th and 3, the Dragons go for it, and it pays off. Swift gets it to the 1. The Dragons wanted to get the first down there. They basically wanted to end it, and then on 1st and goal, Joe Mixon flies his way like a plane into the end zone for a score, and the Dragons take a 3-possession lead. It's now 24-6. Rams back with it on 1st down. Mayfield under pressure from Bonnet and friends as it's intercepted by Devin White, but he cannot keep the feet in bounds. Would have been Baker's 4th interception of the game. 2nd and 10 minutes ago. Baker constipated in the pocket. Is he taking a deuce in his pants as he's eventually going to be sacked? Baker did that, I think, the last time these two teams played. What is he doing? On 4th down, this is officially it. Baker goes downfield. It's broken up into secondary, and that'll do it. The Dragons win it 24-6. A dominant defensive performance by the St. Louis Dragons, who have been very inconsistent on that side of the ball. But over the last 3 weeks, the defense has been phenomenal. Today, not allowing a single touchdown. It wasn't perfect on offense, but we got some points late to ultimately shut the door. Baker Mayfield was not very good today. I thought he played fairly well the first time these two teams played. Today, not so much. 3 interceptions, nearly 4, only completed 50% of his passes. As for Puma Whitlock, he was pretty good. 23 of 34, 227, and a touchdown. He was accurate. He had some pretty impressive throws downfield, and he didn't have any turnover-worthy plays. The run game was pretty good for us, but it was not so good for the Rams. I think a big reason why our defense succeeded was that Nick Chubb was a non-factor. Griffin Weaver and Michael Thomas both played well, and our passing offense didn't lose much of the beat, with our most consistent receiver, Isaiah Likely, getting hurt on one of the first plays of the game. Aaron Donald is really good, but our defense ultimately stood tough. Rock Ya-Sin picked off 2 passes and was great in coverage, while Owen Popo continues to be an all-out playmaker. So we get the win. We are now 4-5. That's our first win of the year against a non-rookie quarterback, although Baker Mayfield at 30 years old plays a lot like a rookie sometimes. Overall, a good win. It's nice to get revenge on the Rams after they beat us in heartbreaking fashion last year. And finally, the Rams lose in St. Louis for the first time since they moved out. Now, I will point out the offensive line did not have a particularly good day. Obviously, that's kind of to be expected as we play against Aaron Donald, and Donald was awfully effective, 4 TFLs and a sack and a half. Hopefully, our offensive line can pick it up against the Niners pass rush. I can't say I love our chances. We have 2 new injuries. Now, thankfully, we did avoid serious injury with most of our super important players. Simeon Bonnet, Isaiah Likely, and Puma Whitlock are all not on the injury report. It's Leo Chanel who tears his labrum and Nyheim Hines who dislocates his ankle. I think we're going to put Nyheim Hines on injured reserve. I don't really want him taking up a roster spot because, well, he doesn't seem very dependable. The first game he was on contract for, he didn't show up, and the second game he didn't play. So we are going to replace him out of free agency with D'Onta Foreman. Sometimes the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. D'Onta Foreman has familiarity with the system. He was on our team last year. Him and DeAndre Swift were the running back duo. We did not bring Foreman back, although I do like what he was able to provide us. Nobody's picked him up since, so I figure, why not bring him back? Give him a short yardage role. I think he'll succeed there. Here's a look at your scores around the league here for Week 9. Both the Patriots and the Chiefs remain undefeated. New England 9-0, the Chiefs 8-0. I was briefly looking at some of the yearly awards, and I saw something very interesting. So in the MVP race, Puma Whitlock has, believe it or not, made an appearance. He is 10th on the leaderboard. I feel like his numbers aren't that impressive. I mean, they're not bad. I don't know if this is MVP level, but he has been pretty successful on an offense that is not exactly the most QB friendly, with door dashers blocking and catching the football for him. Simeon Bonnet has climbed up to 3rd for Defensive Player of the Year, while Owen Popo is in 5th. So that'll bring us into Week 10. We are now 4-5, and we have got a Thursday night game against the San Francisco 49ers. This should certainly be a pretty big challenge for us. It's a short week, and we're the only team affected by the short week because the Niners are coming off of their bye week. Not to mention, we've got some guys like Simeon Bonnet, Isaiah Likely, and Puma Whitlock who all have lingering injuries from last week. All 3 of them will play, but it would be nicer if we had a few extra days off. So as we take a look at the 49ers, they are obviously a great team. They swept us last year. They pretty much blew us out in both games that we played. They have a lot of high-end talent on both sides of the ball. Of course, they've got Brock Purdy, the young quarterback who has produced. They will be without Christian McCaffrey. He will be healthy when we play against the Niners in 2 weeks, but he will not be today. They do have a bunch of other really good weapons. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. Their offensive line is strong, and obviously their defense is unbelievable. They've got one of the best pass rushers in the league with Nick Bosa. They've got the best off-ball linebacker with Fred Warner. And unfortunately, right as he comes back from injury, Griffin Weaver is going to be out again. He hurt his wrist in practice. It would have been nice for him to get a couple of days to rest that wrist and then hopefully be active if this game was on a Sunday. But beggars can't be choosers, and Weaver will miss the 5th game of his rookie season. So that'll officially bring us into Week 10. Thursday Night Football as the 4-5 St. Louis Dragons look to win their 3rd interdivision game of the year. They'll be facing off against the 5-3 San Francisco 49ers. I'm expecting a big challenge here. The Niners have so much talent on both sides of the ball. This is easily the biggest test in Puma Whitlock's young NFL career so far, as he will be going up against a Niners team that is stout defensively at all 3 levels. Great pass rush. They've got the best linebacking core, and they've got a really strong secondary as well. Not to mention they've got a big home field advantage, and this is on primetime football, and the whole world will get to watch. 3rd and 8. It's intercepted! Kevin Byard picks it off, and Puma Whitlock turns it over 40 seconds into the game. Not ideal. So a quick start for the 49ers, and they will get the ball with great field position. 2nd and 10. Here's Brock Purdy. Connects with Brandon Ayuk, who gets the first down to the 10. As good as Deebo Samuel is, I'm honestly a little bit more scared of Brandon Ayuk. I think he's the best receiver on this team. 3rd and 2. Elijah Mitchell up the middle. Does not get it. Devin White brings him down shy of the first down marker. On 4th and 1, the Niners are going to have a tough decision, and they're going to kick. I don't agree with this at all. You have it at the 2-yard line. It's 4th and 1. Grow a pair of balls and go for it. The kick from Jake Moody is good, and it is 3-0. So now the Dragons have it back off of the turnover. On 3rd down, Puma Whitlock under pressure with a dime for Tykeem Keon Jr., who lays out to get the reception. Keon's going to get a lot of extra playing time today with Griffin Weaver out of the lineup. Screen for Mims on 3rd and 11. He does not get it. The Dragons were kind of hoping either Mims would get some blocks and be able to make a big play, or if nothing else, bring them close to the 1st down marker. But unfortunately, that's not the case, and that'll bring out the punt team. Presley Harvin III looks to pin him back deep, and he does just that. What a punt! Downed at the 7 by Demore Diggins. The Niners will not start with particularly great field position, so let's keep them back here. 2nd down, it's a play-action fake. Brock Purdy looks to throw it, and he connects with Deebo Samuel, who has Rock Ya-Sin draped over him, and he still gets the grab. The Niners now at the 46, definitely not in safety territory anymore. Purdy with a dime for Deebo Samuel again, who brings it to the 39. The Niners are moving it pretty well down the field, under a minute to go now in the quarter. It's a 1st and 10. Purdy drops back. He will fire for the tight end, George Kittle, pushed down at the 3 by Owen Popo. Brock Purdy's been very good so far, 6 of 7, 90 yards. To start the 2nd quarter, it is a 2nd and goal. Purdy looks to throw it, and he connects with Deebo Samuel for the touchdown. I think Deebo might have heard me say Brandon Ayuk was better than him a couple minutes ago, and it looks like he took it personally. I should have kept my mouth shut. So the Niners lead at 10-0. Here come the Dragons. Joe Mixon with room to the right side. Jukes away from Byard and is wrapped up all the way at the 48. Big run for Joe Mixon. We'll see if the Dragons look to continue to get him more involved, as that's just his 2nd carry of the game. 2nd and 7 now. It's a play-action fake. Puma looks to throw it, and he is sacked. Nick Bosa brings him down, and it looks like Bosa added some extra juice there, really taking it personal. I'm not quite sure why that is, though. 3rd and 14, up the middle for Isaiah Likely, and the ball is popped out by Fred Warner with a big hit. And so the Dragons are going to have to punt it away. It has been a struggle for the St. Louis Dragons offense today, that's for sure. On 1st down, it's a handoff for Elijah Mitchell to the left side. Jukes away from the defender, and Mitchell is pushed out of bounds by Jeff Okudah. Big 1st down run for Eli Mitchell, obviously the starter with no Christian McCaffrey. I think we'll see some Ty Davis-Price as well out of the backfield today, as on 1st down, Deebo Samuel is wide open to the 25. Last week, Rock Ya-Sin was dominant. Today, he's getting cooked. Quite the contrary. 3rd and 2, now from the 6. Purdy looks to throw it under a little bit of pressure, rolls out, and it is caught for a touchdown by Deebo Samuel. Again, with Rock Ya-Sin draped over him. But Deebo hauls in his 2nd touchdown catch of the 1st half. 17-0 San Francisco. 3rd and 4, Puma Whitlock looks to run for the 1st down, and he does, outrunning Nick Bosa. Good run there for Puma Whitlock, as the Dragons are just trying to get some 1st downs together, hopefully score here before the end of the half. On 1st down, it's Isaiah Likely with a nice play after the catch. He gains 18. That more than doubles Puma Whitlock's yard total for the entire game. 3rd and 11 now, nearing the 2-minute warning. Puma looks to throw it. He's going to roll out to the right side under pressure from Bosa, and it's incomplete as he tries to get it to Denzel Mims. Another stalled drive as the Dragons punt it, and the Niners get it back. On 1st down, it's Elijah Mitchell. Gets some separation on Owen Popo and brings it to the 41. Brock Purdy still has only thrown 1 incompletion all day. Under a minute to go in the half, here is Purdy under some pressure on the run. It's intercepted! Owen Popo, you are him! That's Owen Popo's 3rd consecutive week with an interception. And again, that wasn't even that bad of a throw. It looked like the receiver was going to be open. But Owen Popo is just so fast. He swoops in to get the interception. Did he get both feet in bounds? It looks like he did. The interception counts. Dragons back with it. Puma fumbles the ball. And who's going to pick it up? It's the Dragons. Kenyon Green jumps on it as St. Louis calls a timeout with 30 seconds. They know they have to take advantage of this turnover and score. 3rd and 8. Puma under pressure on the run. It's intercepted! What a play by Fred Warner. On the return with blocks. Wrapped up inside the 10 at the 6 by DeAndre Swift. What a play by Fred Warner, leaping into the air to get the interception. Puma Whitlock has really struggled here in this first half. The worst we have seen him by far. Second and goal, big hit from Jordan Whitehead on Elijah Mitchell. The Niners are going to waste time, eventually call their timeout, and then kick the field goal. What horrible clock management. First of all, there's 6 seconds. Run another play. Second of all, why waste time? You have all 3 timeouts. You could have ran another play very easily. Nonetheless, it is 20-0 in favor of the Niners in the first half. Other than that late blunder with the clock, everything has gone seemingly right for San Francisco. As we take a look at the rest of the league, there is no halftime report because, well, this is Thursday Night Football. There's no games that have been played so far, so we will skip on forward now into the second half. The offense has not been good. Puma Whitlock has been a disaster, and hopefully he can pick it up. Defensively, it has not been much better. The Niners have marched down our throats. It's been their passing game, particularly the intermediate and deep game, that's really killed us. Brock Purdy has been poised in the pocket. He's been confident, and he's been phenomenal. Here's Ty Davis-Price. First play of the third quarter with blocks. Ty Davis-Price breaks a tackle, and he's wrapped up at the 30-yard line by Demore Diggins and Jordan Whitehead. Huge play for the Niners. Now it is a 3rd and 11. San Francisco looking to add to their lead. Here's Brock Purdy under pressure. He throws it away. Good defense there by St. Louis. So the Niners are going to have to kick a field goal here. Still adding to their lead, though. Jake Moody, 2 for 2 so far today. Can he add the hat trick? This kick is around 36 yards out. And it is good. And the Niners lead it 23-0. So the Dragons get it back. They still do not have points. I feel like that's just got to be goal number 1. Score. Puma Whitlock connects with Denzel Mims. Open down the field. And he brings it to the 48. Unfortunately, Michael Thomas and Simeon Bonnet have both suffered minor injuries within the last couple of minutes. The Dragons have, I think, 3 healthy wide receivers available right now. Second down, Puma Whitlock up the middle. Gets the first down to the 16-yard line, showing off his legs. First and goal now, around halfway through the third quarter. Niners lead 23-0. Here's Puma. Connects with Isaiah Likely, who will likely end the shutout. Puma Whitlock now 10 consecutive games to start his NFL career with a passing touchdown. That's Likely's just 2nd score of the season, I believe. The Dragons go for 2, and they get it. DeAndre Swift powers his way forward, and it is 23-8. So the Dragons are now on the board, but they've still got a long ways to go. Niners back with it from the 40. It's a handoff for Elijah Mitchell, and he's going backwards. Wrapped up by the rookie, Dwan Overton, who's had a pretty productive rookie season as a run defender. 3rd and 11. Purdy looks to throw it, rolls out, and he throws it away. So the defense gets the stop. And if the Dragons have another nice drive, score some more points, maybe a touchdown, they can put themselves back in the game. Problem is, they're going to start at the 2 after a really good punt, as it's Deontay Foreman up the middle with some blocks. Big run for Foreman. Welcome back to the Dragons, as he gets around 19 yards. Big run for Deontay Foreman, who's got a lot to prove here, not being picked up until halfway through the season. Good throw up the middle by Puma into the hands of Tykeem Keon Jr., who gets it at the 37. 2nd and 6 now, past the 50. The offense is having another productive drive, and the Dragons are quietly bringing themselves back in the game. DeAndre Swift with a nice run. He gets the first down. Swift has gotten more touches today than Joe Mixon, interestingly enough. I don't think that's been on purpose or anything. I would say it's more of a coincidence, if nothing else. On first down, Puma Whitlock's pass is intercepted. Isaiah Oliver picks it off, and the Niners get it back. That's a real buzzkill. The Dragons were really moving it down the field. The past few minutes have been going well, and then that happens. It's Puma Whitlock's first career 3-interception game as the Niners have it back. Ty Davis-Price loses 3. He's wrapped up by Trajan Blyjenden, another one of the rookies, getting extra playing time with Simeon Bonnet out of the game. Into the fourth quarter, 3rd and 11. Purdy looks to throw it under pressure on the run with a dime into the hands of Brendan Ayuk, who gets the first down to the 44-yard line. Clock is ticking. 3rd down and 3 now. We'll see if the Niners can get this one as well with the tight end Cameron Latu in motion. It's a handoff for Elijah Mitchell, and he does not get it. Damone Clark leads the way to bring him down, and so the Niners have an interesting decision on 4th and 1. They would elect to punt it. Dragons back with it. Puma up the middle with a nice first down run. That was third down as well. He was under pressure, but he's going to risk it for the biscuit, and it pays off. On first down, it's Greg Dortch up the middle. He brings it to the 30. Ever since that third interception, Puma Whitlock is looking good here. He's trying to lead a big drive. Under 6 to go now. DeAndre Swift up the middle. He gets it to the 17. The Dragons are already going no huddle. They know they don't have a ton of time to work with here, as it's 3rd and 8. Puma looks for Isaiah Likely. He holds on despite nice coverage by Fred Warner. 2nd and goal, 4.5 to go. Can the Dragons punch it in? It's Deontay Foreman in his first game of the year. He's in for a touchdown, and the St. Louis Dragons are back on the board. They can go for 2 again, try to make it a 7-point game, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Why wait? Let's just go for it now. Handoff for Joe Mixon, and he powers his way in. He got it. Joe Mixon did not have a lot of rushing lanes, so he just had to put his head down and power through Nick Bosa, and he does it. So with that, it is officially a one-score game as the Niners get it back. It's still not looking good for the Dragons, but it's not over. The defense, who has been great in the second half, has to clutch up and get a stop. That's not a good start. Ty Davis-Price brings it past the 50. Davis-Price has had a few nice runs today, as it's now a 2nd and 4. 2.5 to go. Handoff for Elijah Mitchell, and he is wrapped up just shy of the yard to gain by Trajan Blyjenden. So that'll bring us to the biggest play of the game. It's 3rd and 1. The Niners are right on the edge of field goal range, and the Dragons have 1 timeout. It's a handoff for Elijah Mitchell, and he does get the first down. As the Niners have an injury, they will call timeout. Keep in mind, we still have the 2-minute warning as well. So the Dragons are still going to have some time if they get a stop. Problem is, the Niners are in field goal range now. Purdy looks to throw it. He is sacked! It's Joseph Osai who brings him down, and that might have just knocked San Francisco out of field goal range. A gigantic play from Osai. On 2nd down, Purdy keeps it himself. A mistake, and he is lit up by Owen Popo. That was not a good play call by Kyle Shanahan, as that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. It's 3rd and 21. The Niners are backed up at the 43. They were in field goal range, now they're not. A first down ends the game, but San Francisco's just going to run it, try to get closer, but they go backwards. Mitchell loses a yard. He's wrapped up by Jordan Whitehead. What do you do here if you're the Niners? Do you punt or do you go for it? I would punt it, try to pin him deep, but the Niners are going to kick. It's a 60-yard try for Jake Moody, who made one from 60 last year when these two teams played, to virtually ice the game. It's up, and it is no good. It had the distance from 60, but it's wide to the right. And with that, the Dragons are going to get the ball down by 7 with excellent field position. They're starting at the 50. Puma Whitlock is at his best when the lights shine the brightest. There's not a ton of time on the clock. 1:15. The Dragons have 0 timeouts, but they only have to drive the length of half of the field. On first down, DeAndre Swift up the middle, gains around 9. Dragons are going to look to get back to the line quickly. 2nd and 1 now from the 40. Puma looks to throw it. It's a screen for DeAndre Swift, who has running room and makes it out of bounds at the 35. The Dragons are not trying to be overly aggressive yet. They don't have to only go for the sidelines. I think every couple of plays like they did there is smart. Isaiah Likely up the middle, gets a few. Got to keep moving quick, though, as the Dragons get back to the line fast. 2nd down, 30 seconds to go. Tykeem Keon Jr. wide open to the 15. The Dragons are getting really close, and if they do score, do they go for 2? They're 2 for 2 today on 2-point conversions, and the analytics say that would be the right move. Under 30 to go. Puma under pressure. He is sacked by J.R. Brown. Got to move quickly. Under 10 seconds to go now, as it is 2nd and 19. Everybody's in motion. The Dragons are going to have enough time for one more play. Puma has Dortch open down the field, and it is dropped in the end zone. And the 49ers survive as the clock hits triple zeros. San Francisco wins it 23-16 at the buzzer. Wow, what a game. The Niners dominated for the first 25 minutes. They led this game 23-0. Puma Whitlock was playing horribly. It looked like a blowout, but then something snapped, and we were able to flip the switch. Our offense started to click. Our defense got stops, And we had a chance there at the end to potentially tie it. Although if we had gotten the touchdown, I would have gone for 2 to try to go for the win. So as we take a look at the numbers, I thought Brock Purdy had a pretty good day. I really don't think the interception was his fault. That was just a great play by Owen Popo. As for Puma Whitlock, he played his worst game of the year. He was not particularly good today. He threw 3 interceptions. I will give him credit, though, down the stretch, when we needed him to be big, he was big. Although if he does not throw that last interception, we probably win the game in hindsight. So that was a game-defining mistake. The Niners' run game was fine. Ours was fine, too. Joe Mixon did not get a ton of snaps today because we were down the entire game. We were throwing the ball a lot. And DeAndre Swift is in the game more in certain passing situations. As for the receiving game, Tykeem Keon Jr. had his best game as a pro. Isaiah Likely continues to do Isaiah Likely things. Then defensively, Owen Popo, you are him. Owen Popo's probably been the second best off-ball linebacker in the NFL this year, with Fred Warner being ahead of him. Warner had 11 tackles, 2 for a loss, and an interception. Jake Moody missed the kick late. Cameron Dicker did not attempt any kicks at all. And shout out to Presley Harvin. He had 3 punts today, all 3 of which were inside the 20. So I do give our team a lot of credit for battling back. We played horribly at the start of this game, and we put ourselves into the position to win it down the stretch. But a loss is a loss, regardless of how you look at it. So it still kind of stinks. It is worth noting, though, we will be getting some guys back from injury next week. Griffin Weaver and Jelani Tavai. And Michael Gallup's going to come off of IR as well pretty soon. Here's a look at your scores around the league. It is worth noting that the Patriots and Chiefs are both still undefeated as they continue to win. Players of the week are Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, Danielle Hunter, and Drew Tranquill. I do have some award updates. As you can imagine, Puma Whitlock is no longer in the top 10 for MVP, which is fair. He did not play well today. I also want to point out he's no longer the Rookie of the Year favorite. Deontay Harris has passed him, and if you look at the numbers, I would probably give Harris the edge. 3 less interceptions, 5 more touchdowns, more team success. Puma has been better on the ground, and Puma's also in a worse situation. But the numbers tell you Deontay Harris probably deserves it. Harris is ranked as the 5th best QB, while Puma's in 10th, so there appears to be a little bit of the gap. Simeon Bonnet has dropped to 7th for Defensive Player of the Year. He's been passed up by Owen Popo, who is now in 5th. So as we look into the next episode, we've got the Chargers and the Niners on the schedule. The NFL is really weird. The Patriots and Chiefs are 9-0 battling for the 1 seed, and then in the NFC, you've just got a bunch of 6-3 teams at the top, which is sort of funny. So I think this kind of shows that the NFC is deep, but there's also some cracks. And if we can win some games down the stretch, who knows? Maybe we could battle for a playoff spot. Now, I will point out, our schedule is not easy. We've got a lot of really good teams over our final 7 games, so it is going to be a major challenge. Next episode will probably be a prospect profile as well. We will look at offensive and defensive linemen. I hope everybody enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.